Hello darlings, I hope you're all well.
I just spilled tea on myself.
Reparenting the inner child and why we might need to do this, what it is. It's really wholesome and I think everyone needs to do this. If you had any trauma in your childhood that still affects adult life, then this form of self-help can be very helpful. And you don't need to have had trauma for this to be helpful. I think it will be helpful for anyone who is overly sensitive, has intense emotions, so like BPD or ADHD. It could be for anyone. It could be for people with autism, it could be for neurotypicals. Sometimes needing childish activities isn't immaturity, it's actually a crucial part of the healing process. When you stop avoiding your inner child and listening to its needs, then you feel free. Because children want simple things. Children want to be listened to, they want to be loved, they want to feel safe. You, when you were a kid, may not have had the words to go with the feelings. We might not have known how to describe big and scary emotions because you are the one who picks yourself up after everything you've been through. At the end of the day, you're going to die with yourself and you're going to live your whole life with yourself. See yourself as when you were a baby and take care of her and try and love her. I keep saying she because whatever pronouns yours are. Dialectical behavioural therapy, which is therapy basically for BPD, is sort of like a reparenting program for yourself. Replace and challenge ineffective coping mechanisms and replace them with healthier ones. A lot of people with BPD have a hard time contemplating being vulnerable and opening up to people and ignoring our needs over and over again. I wanted to put some examples of what healing the inner child could look like. So I think it could be making lunch for yourself when you're feeling really depressed. People with depression have a really hard time getting out of bed and doing things. Whether your caretakers or your parents actually met your needs when you're a child or not, you need to step up and be the bigger person to yourself, kind of take on a parent role. Or it could be actually feeling your emotions instead of ignoring them. Another example of reparenting yourself can literally just be recapturing life's wonder, exploring things, new passions, reconnecting with things you used to do as a kid. Drawings or even shitty collages, writing notes for the day. Could be forcing yourself to brush your teeth, thinking of memories that make you happy, watching things that make you nostalgic. The Moomins, could be like the Barbie movies, anything. Something that I think is really important and a really great place to start is to write a letter to your inner child. It doesn't have to be long, just maybe talk to your little self, reconnect with things that you used to love. I think writing a letter to your inner child is actually really healing. Self-care, because self-care is often something us depressed people abandon. Healing is all about changing habits and it is possible. It's not neurotypical. Depression catches us in a cycle when we haven't brushed our teeth, when we haven't showered, when we haven't eaten. Those things will not make your depression better. You really need to fight against it. Self-care is probably the biggest part for me about reparenting your inner child, because if you were to have a child, now you're an adult, and you were to love it and care for it, you would feed it, you would make sure it has enough water, you would make sure it's healthy, you would hear them crying and you would comfort them. You need to treat yourself the same way you would treat your future child or the way you would treat yourself when you were a child. You are worthy of love. No matter how unworthy you think you are, simply getting up and having a shower can be the hardest thing in the world. It's all about creating new habits. I don't have the best habits yet because I wake up really late in the day, I go to sleep late. I'm not always calm all the time. I am always dehydrated. I always get migraines. Making sure that we're happy, and I know it's easier said than done. Those were some examples of healing the inner child. I did a video on age regression, which I guess is kind of similar. This one's more about coping mechanisms. Learning healthy coping mechanisms and learning how to live alongside it is probably the best thing for us. I think this is a great place to start. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll try and do another video soon.